It has been a while. I I hope whoever's watching this had a good New Year's. I didn't really do anything. I shouldn't really be drinking anyway. I'm in a new place, so I don't really know anyone local outside of my roommate.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oh no. Anything but that. I like how it's got explore for the little prefix. I've always wanted the Off of Monarch. The end of the world? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
I don't know. How can a princess locked away in a basement end the world?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Do you have any evidence to back this up? Source? You have a source?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this
I
far,
don't know.
you might as well reach the end of your journey.
It doesn't necessitate that this is a very important task just because I got placed here. Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Man.
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock.
I don't know that. Where's your empirical
Nevertheless,
proof?
let me assure you, the princess is locked up because
Where's your
she's
source?
dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that.
I don't know if that's true or not. Not necessarily questioning how he got here, but, you
It's
know.
no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
I don't think that analogy lines up.
Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Someone else do this.
Oh, if only that were the case. But I don't make the rules.
Maybe you do. Maybe you're the developer.
I have to say, I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far. But unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off.
You're asking me to kill someone. That seems a little
Like I
drastic.
said, I don't make the rules, no matter how much I wish I did.
Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
No, I don't know about that.
I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Not an exhaustive list. Listen's interesting. Look, I'll go to the cabin, I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say, then maybe I'll slay her. I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face. Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though, doesn't it?
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a
Queen and
princess that
country.
much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Savage. Forget it, I'm not. Oh, do I get a reward for doing this?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Can you tell me what it is?
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
I was thinking chocolate pancakes, so is it like extra chocolate pancakes? Or you know, I don't know. Forget it, I'm not doing this.
Are you serious? No, you have to do it.
No.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Okay, fine, you're persistent. I'll go to the cabin and slay the princess. Ugh. This stupid response. The only thing that matters is where I'm not going. The cabin. I'm not going to the cabin.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it.
Who's that? The voice of the hero.
Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Is that not just the
That's
same person?
strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Something weird's happening. Turn around again and leave again.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask
Why,
me.
yes.
I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
Maybe everyone should die. It's what they get for dumping me in the woods and asking me to kill someone for them. No, not gonna fly off the handle. I'm gonna eat.
Your silence is deafening. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
I don't want to hurt anyone. Hurting people is bad, okay?
Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
I don't wanna. Damn it. Oh yeah? Well, I guess I start walking in a different direction. Again. In fact, I'm going to just keep trekking through the wilderness until I find a way out of this place.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen.
The voice acting for the narration is kind of iffy, but like... right here is pretty great.
At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves.
Oh, let me mess with the volume.
But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light.
What?
In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
This is some Eldritch horror shit.
Wait, what's going on? But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
I mean, I don't know about that.
You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
That seems dramatic. Chapter 2.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Wait. That wall wasn't there before.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
The change in the music and voice acting is actually pretty nice. I like this one right here. Okay, no. I can't lie to the narrator. Okay, no.
Oh don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience. The entire world ending wasn't enough to get rid of us. I don't think there's much he can do other than object. I wonder what else we can do to ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off.
Who's this new guy?
The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet, and you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
You can't just force me to go there.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess.
No, whatever.
A warning before you go any further.
Yeah, no, the wall.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Oh, good.
If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar. Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind.
There's more voices.
The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense. The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
I don't know, that kind of looks like a doodle, like me.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway? No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this
How is that
incredibly
supposed to be
simple and
informative?
straightforward premise?
And
You can't just say that, not when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world.
oh, and everything's a scribble.
And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh ho ho ho! You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves?
Man, did I create the contrarian from goofing around earlier?
Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm.
I don't know, I can like glance around and oh jeez, that's
How?
crazy.
Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us.
Got a point.
I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird.
Fair.
What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
Didn't say anything about the mirror.
We should look at ourselves. Wouldn't that be fun? You won't be looking at yourself because there isn't a mirror. There's the table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
What about the windows?
There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. You insisting it isn't there just makes me want to look at it even more.
Why would you lie about that? You want to see how handsome I am?
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? That you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what... You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to... Okay, fine, you took the knife. But you really shouldn't hold it like that. Then how are we supposed to hold it? The other way. Thumb at the bottom. We'll look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom.
No.
It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you...
Oh,
have
the
it.
cursor.
Just make a choice. Great. You keep your grip the way it is. Your task awaits.
You really can throw it out the window?
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin
jeez.
wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Am I a dragon?
But it was there a second ago, and now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
I don't know, I got a pretty good look at my arm. Yeah.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all
this?
built from unidentifiable materials.
What in Sam hell? You mean unidentifiable?
Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma
Stop
to it.
whispering.
The kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing.
What is that supposed to mean?
If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Up? Which way's up?
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
That's kind of loud. And... hold on.
No, thank you.
That's the right response right there. Just no.
Oh, don't be such a baby.
It's easy for you to say that when you're just some dumb voice in my head or in his head.
I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Go left.
You step to the left. The path is cruel against your feet, the impact of each step sending pulsing vibrations up your legs, until there's nothing left in them to feel.
That sounds awful.
The air around you grows cold the further you progress. At first a barely noticeable drop, quickly evolving into a numbing cold.
It sounds concerning.
Your toes feel like blocks
the
of
hell
ice.
is this?
Your breaths puff out in clouds of condensed vapor. You shudder against it as you continue down the stairway, losing yourself in the bone-deep chill.
Could I just not?
You You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go.
Looks like a normal staircase.
Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things
Oh, this is
experienced
cool.
are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey. A continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten.
Oh man.
Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as
Are you just going to stand there?
Whoa. Okay. Okay.
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways.
I feel like the voice of the contrarian is a little extra.
The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to...
Just being an ass. We remember. I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Talk to her for a bit. What's your name?
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
And what office work?
Princess.
Jesus. Oh shit. Hey, jump scares are cheap.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. But where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? You said you'd been here before, right? What exactly happened last time? Does it matter? Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so irritating about it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now. Ooh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
That sounds like an awful idea. Wait, no. No. No, it's not supposed to be like that. Ah. I see. It's all three options as a single option. I think something weird's gonna happen if I pick that.
Maybe it's because I'm dangerous. But you know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen. Or at least the only one I can remember. Don't give me false hope. Please just end this already. One way or another, just do it.
I don't think we're going to be able to put her back. Kind of hurts to think about it, doesn't it? It's like everything we say just multiplies her. It certainly looks that way, so please, for the love of everything, stop asking her questions and stop stalling. You're obviously just making things worse.
No, let's make it worse.
What, like you need me to hold your hand to tell you everything's okay? You're not really cut out for this, are you? Why are you even here? Oh, I thought they would send something better to deal with me. If the stairs manage to chew you up,
I will devour you.
I don't remember what it was like before I was in this place. Why would I know what happened to you? We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in. I don't think what I'd do really matters, does it? I just want to live my life. I'm a prisoner here, and whether or not you shoved me down here, you're practically my captor at this point. Anything I'd say is tainted by that. Besides,
You already know what I'm going to do.
if you want to put an end to me,
Not a single real answer. At least aside from Miss Blood and Destruction. It's infuriating, isn't it? Whose buttons are there for us to press? Whose skin is there for us to get under? Not exactly how I'd put it, but I don't disagree. There must be something we can do. Asking questions just seems to make things worse.
I like how that one character's whole purpose is just being like embracing chaos.
This is reaching its breaking point. If you don't act now, there will be nothing in here but
Shit,
her.
who do I troll?
Take a deep breath and focus up. But how do we decide what to do? Can there even be a right choice when all of them are so different?
Stab the demonic one?
Stop overthinking it. Your drifting thoughts have clearly been part of the reason this situation has gotten out of hand. If you're trying to do the right thing, there's only ever been the one option, and that option is slaying her. Just do something. Do anything. Do all of it, if that's what you want. This place is hell, and it's only getting worse.
Can't do all of it. I guess
Wait.
I will.
That's not right. Go on. You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions.
Man, I don't like the look that one's giving me.
All at once you charge forward, knife clean to throw the princess just as you strike at her bindings and leave her to languish alone.
the one. Oh, whoa! There's blood on them. There's a. There's a lot to take in here. But most notably, the little doodle in the corner is fantastic. Like, oh man.
Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... We can't...
Oh, gnarly. Now this is a Moai blob if I've ever seen one. God damn it.
Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now.
No. No, there's no salvation from this.
No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all falls apart. I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
what happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others, they just don't fit. They just don't fit.
Man. The, The pre-title screen didn't prepare me for this.
We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable. Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Fix us?
We should help her. I think we did this.
No, I don't think I did this at all.
How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
I'll do my best. Oh shit. Okay. Replaced with the mirror.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? Oh, there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
No, it's actually a very proper response of something's not right.
He is. Does that mean the world ended? Again, what the hell are we supposed to do? There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. No. Don't do that.
Oh, now you're just teasing me.
You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing. Again, what the hell? I'm begging you, don't do this.
The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It's quiet here. Proceed into the cabin? Man, I don't know what's going. That doesn't look like a cabin.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Man. What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
What do you think I am?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Now they're getting poetic.
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. These ones are a contradiction, a winding kaleidoscope of paths and walls. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold.
I'll turn that up a little.
I am sorry that you met this vessel so early in your journey, but they will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves.
Was this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
You know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Are you what sent me here to slay the princess?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Do you know about the worlds outside?
I know only that they are.
Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
What happens now? The other two seem really, pretty severe, so...
Nothing, as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
If I pretend hard enough... How many more pieces do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find.
What?
I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home. Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
What if I be difficult for the sake of being difficult? Wow, you can actually just... You can just throw your arms up and be like, whatever. I'm tempted. It actually is pretty tempting. Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
How much will I forget?
Everything. Until we meet again.
I was sent to slay the princess. Stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
The voice reminds me of something specific. You're being semantic.
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
I'm going to be like, no.
If you need time,
Wait forever.
you are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping?
You know, maybe I'll do a jig. Maybe I'll do 12's idol animation from
If you
Street
close
Fighter
that
3.
box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage. You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
Oh shit, the game just closes. Okay, that feels all slightly spiteful. I guess that was a fancy goodbye. What's going to happen now? Game.
You have returned to me.
Jeez.
Though you were gone mere moments, I never left your side.
Would you say that if I was gone a long time? Okay.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark and you die. It's very unceremonious. Okay, we're back to chapter 1. So I remember, obviously,
You're on a path in the woods.
but the characters don't.
And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Sounds a little different.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I don't have that choice anymore. At least I don't think so. I might have to say, forget it, I'm not doing it. But no, I remember having the option to just turn back initially. Thanks for telling me what to do.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. The interior of the cabin is
Zoom in
almost
was a little
entirely
unhinged.
bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust.
Well, at least
The
it's
only
not trippy.
furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room
This
below.
is strangely normal.
This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
I mean, I got the knife. Hi. Hey, I think I'm here to kill you. what are these choices? This is so stupid. Oh man,
Good. You're still listening to reason.
I'm gonna talk to her while I'm on the stairs.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Only one, not the two.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
That's awfully specific. No. What's with these like toddler responses? What? No way. Why would you even think that? Okay, yeah, you caught me. I'm here to slay.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me?
Because I was told to.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
Well, someone should have chained her other arm, right?
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
I mean, Man, I gotta
She's
go through the
unarmed.
motions.
If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
What if she kills us?
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily
Shit.
give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
I don't know, isn't that a little left of the heart?
Oh. This is it, isn't it?
What a nonchalant response. Also, my character looks a little crazy. Oh, I got dinosaur feathers. Does that mean I'm a dinosaur instead of a dragon? I wish I was a dinosaur.
I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
No, not particularly.
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face.
Maybe you should take the dagger.
But is it over? Really over?
Of course not, that was too easy.
It's over. Don't get all worked up. We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse?
I don't know, man, don't go near
I
it.
really don't think you should do that. And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that.
Yeah, let's just get out of here.
Yes, exactly. It's over.
I don't know,
With
it's
your work
probably
done,
not.
you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you.
Man, the random sound effects still get me.
Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience.
I wonder if keeping the... I don't know about checking for the pulse.
But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
Okay, let's leave.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all.
Yeah.
Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away. What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
I'm not happy right now. This is a little suspicious. That's bullshit. Let me out of
What's
here.
done is done. And there's no going back now.
Man.
This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days, or months, or years, or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
You can't tell me how I feel. And
Psst. Hey. We're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
I'm happy. We're happy. Of course we are. I like it. No, this place is crazy. How do we get out?
I do. But you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this.
I mean, I don't want to stab myself.
I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero.
He's right. It's the only way out.
Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end.
I mean, I'm in some kind of pocket dimension. That doesn't sound
Do you
very...
not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it.
I don't know, this is a little
Don't
extreme.
you dare.
Wouldn't we be dead?
How astute. You are absolutely correct. Using the blade to kill yourself would kill you, and you shouldn't do it. In a sense, we die, but looking at things from another angle, are we even really alive anymore? This place, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. It's just the same thing, constantly, forever. I know this is out there, but trust me, I know using the blade will work.
Man.
That little voice didn't want you to slay the princess. It didn't want you to be happy.
I don't think I'm happy here, man. Better be right about this.
If we die, you can yell at me all you want.
But I'll be dead.
I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate?
How is this bliss? It's some, like, moldy cottage.
Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end. Nice knowing you.
You gotta be so passive aggressive. This asshole.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
What, no wall this time?
You're here to slay
Dumb
her.
asshole.
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I mean, the world ended regardless. Oh, you bastard. You're in for it now. I want to see your tricks.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time.
No, he didn't. Man. I don't know what's going on
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. That's fine. It wasn't very hard to kill her last time. We'll just do it again.
Voice of the Cold.
Well, if for whatever reason you're going to insist that this has happened before, at least your heart's in the right place.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all this really did happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. Oh, we listened to you plenty. We slew the princess just like you asked us to, and then you locked us away in an empty void for eternity. So we slew ourselves too.
It reminds me of a voice from Demon's Souls.
Well, if you killed yourself, then you weren't listening to me, because I would never want you to do that. Believe it or not, I care about you.
You locked me in the void. Damn it.
And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
I mean, they probably did, but...
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We slew the princess, the world outside the cabin disappeared, we died, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself? Or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
I was thinking about that earlier.
Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left? It doesn't matter, because we didn't fail to slay her. And if she's really back, which I doubt, it'll be just as easy to do it again. But after that nasty trick you pulled on us, maybe she's not the only one around here in need of slaying. Just stay focused, will you?
Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
If anything, the world ended after I slew her. When I tried to leave, everything was gone.
That's a good point. How do we know we didn't have things backwards? Maybe slaying the princess was what ended the world, not the other way round.
No, it ended the other way too.
Yes. Maybe this whole thing was a trick to get us to end the world. And now we get to go through the whole charade again, wholly aware of what's waiting for us at the end. But that's assuming she's alive in that cabin. You're going to find her in the cabin. If the princess had actually been slain, you wouldn't be here. And let me assure you, killing her will not end the world. I don't know what you think happened to you last time.
I have a few
It's
ideas.
a load of nonsense. You'll get your happy ending. I promise. Well, that's exactly what we're afraid of. Really? Living happily ever after sounds that bad to you? Oh well, there's no use arguing over your masochism.
Who locked her in the basement? What is this place?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
I don't know, it's a very eldritch path in the woods, man. If people locked her away, why couldn't they do it? Why is this falling on me?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if
I don't
that
know, I'm a
helps.
dinosaur, man.
It's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special.
Oh, don't get flattered by
Of
it.
course we're special.
You're being cagey.
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
I don't know, I think he's trying to get me to put down that weird thing I found that closed the game.
This is boring. He's clearly not interested in talking. So let's just do as he says. And maybe he'll stop bothering us.
Let's go, Crestfallen.
She just can. You'll have to trust that what I'm saying is true.
Whatever.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated...
Oh, let's do this again.
warning. She will lie. She won't be a problem.
But yeah, whatever.
The interior of the cabin is cold.
Hey.
A soft odor of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shut. The blade is your implement. It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time. Like I've been saying, she's dead. We killed her already.
This cabin's different from last time.
Very different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous second life proposition. You haven't died. You certainly haven't already slain the princess. So focus up.
You didn't mention the mirror.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. Who cares if there's a mirror? Let's just go into the basement and find her body so we can be done with this.
You know he's right. care about whether I'm being lied to.
As do I. I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
I think I'm gonna check the basement this time. Oh, and the mirror went away.
The door to the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The very building itself feels
Yeah, the description's different.
If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. The room below is silent. Nobody's here. Naturally. As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure. I guess we'll just have to go down and see. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes
Hey.
into view. A skeletal body, lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain. Okay, she's definitely dead. It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor.
Man.
Two deep-set eyes stare up at you,
Oh,
followed by a mischievous
cute little
skeletal
face.
grin. And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here? A ghost!
Come on.
Oh, wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh, don't ask for it.
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
I'm sure she does.
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you. Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin.
This is actually pretty neat.
So she has a body, and she's right there. That means we could kill her again, if we wanted to.
It's a ghost, dude. You can't stab the ghost, I think. Fuck it.
I see you brought that annoying knife again. So, are you waiting for a chance to use it? Or are you here for something else?
See, this is exactly what I was trying to tell you in the woods. We already did this.
Yes, obviously things are strange right now. I think it's safe to say that you've seen something you shouldn't have seen. Whatever worlds you've hopped between, whatever versions of me you've met, none of that matters now. There's no changing what's already happened, but you have a job to finish.
I mean, do I stab the ghost? That seems a little excessive.
Finish how? We already did what you told us. And now she's a ghost.
You haven't tried slaying her yet this time, though, have you?
He's a ghost.
And then what?
And then you'll have saved the world. I think he's asking about what happens after we save the world. If that's even still an option.
What do you mean, after? You already know what we mean, don't you? So why don't you go ahead and tell us? Are you going to try and lock us away in a timeless void again? Because I didn't much care for that.
I'm not going to lock you anywhere.
What an interesting choice of emphasis.
I died too, and I'm not floating around like you are. What happened? Why am I different?
You don't look dead, Killer.
princess grabs your wrist, a sudden shock of cold flowing all the way up your arm, her eyes still fixed on yours as you try to squirm out of her grip.
And you don't feel dead either.
She lets go and pulls away. Your fingertips tingle painfully as the chill subsides.
I'm less interested in why you are, or how you are, and a lot more interested in what you are. I've tried to leave on my own. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even the spaces between the walls. But I never found a way out. I always wound up right back here. I just want to go home. I'm so cold and alone here. But you can come and go as you please, can't you? So, let me hitch a ride. After all, you own me.
Absolutely not. Is she asking if she can possess us?
I mean, that's what I thought the many-hand Eldritch God thing was asking before.
She is. And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen. It would be catastrophic if she managed to escape this place. And if you let her in, there is very little anyone could do to stop her. Would she be able to see us if we went along with it?
Now, isn't that an interesting thought? We could finally bring her face to face with him. I wonder what she would have to say to the one who wants her dead so badly.
You won't like how things play out if you go down this path.
No, I probably won't. But sounds great. Do it. What if I say no?
Then I won't hitch a ride.
You won't or you can't?
I'm sure you'd like to know. It's a shame I won't tell you. But it'll be easier for both of us if you just let me in. And doesn't it sound nice?
Maybe for her, but it's crowded enough in here as is.
You won't have to feel guilty anymore. If you even do feel guilt.
It could be the best way to trap her for good. Doesn't seem like it would be very easy to end the world from inside someone else's body.
That is a very dangerous train of thought.
No, she'll probably... It's a loaded question if I still get to be in control.
Sure, why not?
That doesn't sound very reassuring. I can't believe you're even entertaining her right now. I mean, just look at her. Do you think she has good intentions for her murderer's body? Of course she doesn't.
You know, the narrator actually has a point. I don't know. I was told you'd end the world.
And what? You just believed that? You killed me without giving it any thought? That's cold.
That's rich coming from her. Every time she touches us, it's like we freeze over.
She's right, though, but that's neither here nor there. What's done is done. What we do from this point forward is all that matters. Let's try not to let emotion get the better of it.
What are you gonna do if I get you out? Wait, hold on. Obviously, it was wrong of me to believe that. How could you have ended the world if all it took was to kill you with a knife to the heart?
Don't underestimate your own capabilities. If you truly managed to slay her last time, that doesn't mean she wasn't a threat. It means you did something heroic.
I don't know about that.
Threats come in all shapes and sizes. A misspoken word could bring about the end of everything just as much as a blade or even the mere existence of an idea. You were chosen for this job for a reason.
That's right, Killer. I'm not a threat to anyone. And even if I was, I'm hardly a threat anymore, wouldn't you say?
I don't know. That threat, that face looks a little suspicious. What are you gonna do if I help you get out of here? Or I guess I'll just be direct.
The only thing I've ever wanted was to leave this place. It's still the only thing I want.
I like the little whispering in the background. Still didn't answer my question.
It does. We're not asking you. We've heard your whole speech already.
I really don't know. I'm not lying to you. I promise. The world doesn't matter. All I remember is that I'm supposed to be there, not here. I'm just supposed to be a part of it. It's home, I think. But what does it mean for anything to end? I ended, but I also didn't. And you ended too. But here you are. And you don't even look any different.
I think it's the another good thing about the whispering effect in the background is that it's not even the consistent timing as like an echo or anything.
I'm not so sure endings are real.
What you gonna do if I let you out?
I don't know. Maybe I'll just fade away. Finally able to rest once I'm free from my unfinished business.
Unfinished
Maybe
business.
I'll find someone to haunt. Maybe I'll haunt you. It's a tough question, asking someone what she's going to do with her life.
The princess leans in close and pauses, the frigid air between you stale and unmoving.
I don't know, man.
Especially when it's someone that's dead.
She pulls back with a playful giggle.
I don't think most living people could answer that either. Does anyone actually know who they are or what they want? I don't know. I just wanted to leave. I still just want to leave.
What are you doing not being dead? You know why you came back?
How should I know? Why does anyone come back? Maybe I have unfinished business with you. Or maybe you have unfinished business with me. All I know is there's a hole in my chest. Not the big obvious one that you put there. There's something older and deeper. A nagging reminder that I'm not where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, I'm not gonna poke the bear with the. What are you gonna do? Yeah, maybe just tell her exactly what happened.
You poor thing. That must have been so frightening for you.
I
You
guess she
know,
doesn't
after
care.
everything we've been through, it's nice to see someone finally sympathising with us. This whole thing's been an ordeal,
It's not being
hasn't it?
sincere.
She doesn't mean it.
Yeah.
It serves you right.
I was pretty scared too, when you stood there not saying a word with a knife clenched in your fist. But now you know how bad it hurts to get stabbed in the chest.
It sounds like you got exactly what you're owed.
It's an interesting expression afterwards. I think I'm gonna slay her again, I don't know. Okay, team, I'm out of ideas. Can't you just go on your own?
I wish that's how it worked, but this place won't let me go.
I'm sorry.
Too little, too late.
She's not in a position to bargain with us. You don't have to do anything you don't want to. We don't have to do anything, but maybe we should. We did kill her. Wouldn't it be the moral thing to help her now that we have another chance?
I don't know, she seems a little unhinged.
When a hero slays a monster, does he apologize to it?
You know, depending on the story.
No. So don't try to make things right. She was going to end the world. You didn't do anything wrong, aside from apparently killing yourself, and that doesn't have much to do with her. Are we putting this to a vote? Because personally, I'd prefer if we didn't die again. If that's what it comes down to, that's what it comes down to. But I don't see the point of offing ourselves just yet.
Oh, that's sweet of you to offer. But killing yourself wouldn't help either of us.
It would seem that everyone here is in agreement except for you. I shouldn't have to tell you that you shouldn't kill yourself. So please, try to keep your suicidal tendencies in check.
Hey man, I'm just clicking options. Okay,
We
team.
could always try violence. It's worked for us so far.
You know, he's right.
She's a ghost. Who says ghosts are immune to violence?
That's a great line. Who said ghosts are immune to violence?
Common sense?
There's nothing common or sensible about common sense. Action and observation are the only things that matter.
Fine. Then let me observe that the acts of killing her and killing ourselves haven't got us much of anywhere. We're still back in this cabin, we're still dealing with her, only now she has a good reason to hate us.
I suppose you have a point.
I don't know. Maybe we do what she wants. Maybe we let her possess us and walk out of here.
We could. It would be something different. I like different.
Absolutely not. If you walk her out of here, she's going to end the world.
Well, I was going to do violence, but then the guy who was suggesting violence got convinced by
Is
the
that
hero.
really so bad?
Yes, it is by its very definition bad.
But those are the only options, aren't they? Violence or doing what she wants. Or just leaving her down here. Though ignoring a problem is rarely a solution, is it?
Why is he so quiet? Sure.
The princess swims through the air in front of you, pausing for a brief moment as her dark-rimmed eyes stare deeply into yours. There's a hunger in her gaze.
You're really trying to make it up to me, aren't you? Thanks for being a pal, killer. I mean it.
Man, it's gonna get horrific.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many times do I have to tell you?
See you soon.
She rushes forward and then she's gone. A sharp chill spreads across your body. It starts in your chest, a freezing numbness flowing out from your heart all the way down your limbs, your mind growing cloudy and confused as it settles over your very soul. I'm not sure I like this. Can we get a do-over?
A little late for that, buddy.
I'm afraid it's too late to stop now. The numbness gives way to a stabbing pain, your muscles twitching and convulsing violently.
That sounds
each
horrific.
involuntary movement causing more waves of agony to ripple across your body.
You know, I can actually think about what this, or like visualize what this reminds me of. I've seen some of those Southeast Asian horror stuff where the spirit's body gets all freaky and shit. Yeah, that's descriptive.
You collapse to the floor, and everything goes dark.
Come on, you. You've got to get up. I know everything feels heavy right now, but we still have to get out of here.
Your eyes flick back open as you get your bearings, your vision swimming as...
So this is what it's like to be you, huh? Disembodied voice narrating your every move?
So, it doesn't work like that for you?
Clearly it doesn't. or she wouldn't have commented on it.
All these shards of broken glass on the floor. Are they also supposed to be you?
Hey, I'm not a shard of broken glass.
It's okay. You can finish your thought.
I'm a voice? I'm me is what I am.
Who cares what we are? We exist. That's all that matters.
This is getting a little meta.
You don't have to fight. We'll all be out of here soon.
No, it matters. What we are matters. If I'm a shard of broken glass, then that raises some questions about certain other voices in here too.
I'm clearly the same thing you are.
They're not listening to me. Do they not listen to you either?
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about him. You don't need to know what I am. You just need to know that I'm different from you. More important.
Is it because he sounds aggressively British?
So, you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead. I can tell you don't belong here. You're barely even there. Like the shape of something left behind. You're more of a memory than a person.
That's rude.
You're kind of like me, actually.
I'm just going to ignore her. You push yourself off the ground. The princess is nowhere to be seen.
Narrator,
Obviously,
please.
she's nowhere to be seen.
Because I'm in here with all of you. Everybody knows that.
I'm setting the stage. The room is empty because you made a spiteful, idiotic, and all-round foolish decision.
It's not very nice.
You don't have to let him get to you. You're better than that. You're starting to make things right.
This is infuriating. Just whatever you do, you can't leave this place. It's not too late to fix this. Probably.
Why is Slay the Princess still a thing? Too much noise.
It's okay. We're almost out of here. Just take it one step at a time, and everything will be fine.
Everything won't be fine if you listen to her.
One way or another, this is all going to end. Wouldn't it be nice if he ends with it?
Wouldn't that be nice? There's only one way to find out.
Let's get out of here.
Your legs, weary with the weight of the princess's spectral form and clumsy with the cold that still pervades them, stumble towards the stairs.
I'm just trying to get home. You don't have to act like it's the end of the world.
But that's exactly what you leaving this place is going to be.
You don't know that.
I do. Wait, if she has a home to go back to, doesn't that mean that her leaving won't end the world?
It doesn't mean that at all. It could mean that wherever her home is, it's outside of the world.
We saw that earlier.
Yeah, but it has to be somewhere, doesn't it? And if it's somewhere, then it's part of the world.
And I'm still trying to figure this out after what I saw earlier. I think I chose... I don't know if I was supposed to see that right away. I mean, I was allowed to see it right away, but, you know.
I suppose it's all a matter of perspective. Where does the world end and something else begin? Does the destruction of one open a door to another? Or is it the same world reborn?
Against the backdrop of the inane conjecture of meaningless little voices, your body continues its ascent up the stairs, staggering through the open door.
For how much you hate her, you aren't doing a whole lot to stop us from leaving this place.
Maybe the bossy one doesn't actually hate me. Maybe he even likes me. Or maybe he just knows that he's been in the wrong. Maybe he's trying to make amends too.
Not at all. I'll have you know that I do hate you, and I will continue to hate you for as long as I am able.
It's not very cash money.
It's just the weight of it all. It's too much for me to do anything other than describe and dictate.
And whine.
This body wasn't made to hold you and the princess. If you want to renege on your cataclysmically terrible decision a minute ago, well, you're the only one that can make that happen.
We can only go forward.
You continue slowly to the door, your feet like lead dragging across the floorboards, growing heavier with each step.
Man, I love choose your own adventure stuff. It's been a while since I played a good visual novel.
We're so close. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If we get out of here, I won't even care that you murdered me anymore.
I don't think I'm gonna like what's on the other end of this.
You lift your shaking hand and rest it on the
Why
door
am I a
handle.
lizard?
But you pause before you open it, exhaustion sapping what's left of your will. Was exhaustion really the best you could muster up? It's over. There's no use stalling. Let's see what happens next. Shit. But exhaustion wasn't enough, was it? The handle clicks as you twist it, and then the door groans open. Collapse to the ground, you and the princess, free from the confines of the cabin. As you exhale from the effort, you look up and see... yes?
Nothing. He's gone, and so is everything else.
Again.
So we did slay him after all. He had it coming, I suppose. But what about us? Are we just stuck here in nowhere forever? Did taking her out of the cabin really end the world? We're still here. Yeah, but that thing you said earlier, are we not part of the world anymore? Are we in some world that exists after the world ends, or on top of the other world but not in it, or have we never been part of the world?
I'm getting confused.
Okay, I've heard enough from these two. Let's see if I can pop out.
Man, that's kind of creepy.
I'm out. You actually freed me, didn't you? I'm outside. Thanks for giving me a second chance, killer.
Don't mention it.
I think this was where I'm meant to be.
I don't know, man. Oh, shit. You don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Going to be okay, just trust me. We've been here before, and you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. You don't need to comfort him.
Someone call an ambulance, but not for me. No. I'll see you on the other side. We'll be okay.
Okay. If you say so. Whatever makes you happy.
You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've grown. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You are at the cabin.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
A lot of options again. Like, hey, you get attack and then attack it and then destroy yourself right away. I don't know, man. Are you the same being as you were before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
What does it feel like to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
You know what you want to do when this is all done?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed, but in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
A meta response.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
What do you want me to bring you next time?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
Man, I don't know about that. You have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is vaporous. She is a dream for a life she could never have. But that longing has given her so much capacity for kindness. She will make for an understanding heart. Do not mourn her. She will finally be able to hold what she never knew.
I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
How many more?
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you.
I'm ready to go back, Eldritch Goddess Lady thing.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Jeez. It's so sudden. You know, it kind of reminds me of one of the endings
You're
in
on a path
Fear and Hunger.
in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
Sweet, I've always wanted to off a monarch. Viva la revolution.
That's the spirit.
What a great response. Yeah, attaboy. There you go, Tyke.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Well, he's not gonna
A
like what I
warning.
have to say.
She will lie The interior of the blade is...
Nah, I don't need that.
The door
Not
to
where
the
I'm going.
basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed. How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would
Let's
be
see what,
before
like,
it
active
finally
defiance.
sinks in?
Let's see where active defiance leads us.
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
I think something really not right is going to happen.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
I'll get over it, hero.
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
Damn the chains.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
It'd be really funny if they did, though.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear that.
Is someone else here?
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. Your shouts and pleas. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Oh,
You
this
make
is
your way to
awkward.
the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
Maybe I should have taken the blade.
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
I don't know, you don't look that strong.
She
Oh,
barely
Jesus
hesitates,
Christ!
raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
My dude. Oh, this is just... No! No! What is happening?
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
I guess I'm saving the princess.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place.
This is gonna suck.
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone.
God,
of
the
her arm.
expression on her face.
Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy...
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
That was incredibly unnerving, and I asked for this.
No, she didn't.
She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours,
blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Okay, there's no going back now. I'm with you to the end. You bring the blade down to strike at the princess's heart.
Yeah, something's gonna kill me.
But she's fast. She ducks to the floor, your blade narrowly grazing her backside. Slaying her won't be easy now that she's free.
We could have gotten out of here together. Were you just lying to me this whole time? I don't know what's come over you, but if I have to kill you, then I'll kill you. Do you think I need both of my arms to do that?
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm. But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained in red as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric.
Yeah, it tipped its hand. It tipped its hand on the. Oh, hey, the dagger's got blood on it again. That's neat. Consistent. It tipped its hand the last time where she was commenting about like the narrator being a memory. I wonder if that's like who this used to be. And he's trying to get the fragments of himself to do the thing that he feels is the right thing.
If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it can't just end life. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over.
You can only
Everything
imagine.
goes dark, and you die.
What the fuck? Chapter 2.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
Why you gotta be like this?
And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
He's going to kill me again.
Again? People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
What new voice did we get?
Brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue. Bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
Man, okay.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie. Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done.
I don't know about that. I feel like something not right's gonna be in the basement.
The interior of the cabin
God
is a
damn it.
mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happens to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
What is up with that knife?
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope... No blade. I hope you know what you're getting us into. It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that was also true last time and we still died, but we definitely know what we're doing this time.
I mean, we died because of, you know.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair.
This is probably the more intimidating out
The
of the
weak
other ones.
starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw, waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
I wonder how many times
Her
he said
voice
that.
skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
Oh, you bit me a lot before. I'm not nasty.
But you are. You're a wretched little thing. I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation.
No, I should have brought the knife.
You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk?
That's not very nice.
You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine, fine. You're the boss. Thank you. You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and
She looks all
glaring from
bestial.
amid the thick roots.
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand while likely hiding the other behind your back. Fine, I'll play along for now. What do you want?
You made a comment back in the woods about having been here before. Now she's acting like the two of you already know each other. Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you?
Oh, now he's getting it.
That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. So, you really don't remember us, do you? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us.
I
Is
don't
it
know, I'm
all
pretty-
behind us?
Pretty nervous.
Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and
I
I
don't
don't
know,
care
she's-
if you
she's
think you'll
giving me
go
some kind
somewhere
of
else
vibes.
after this.
I'm gonna
My
change her up
world
again.
is on the
though.
line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her.
He's like kind of part of. No, like he's separate.
Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Look, I made a mistake. We all make mistakes, right? I'm sure you've made mistakes. Can't you get out of those on your own? Those chains didn't stop you last time.
Oh, of course. They're nothing to me.
The princess grins as the chains
Shit.
fall from her wrist. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest.
God damn it.
This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
Reminds me of that one line from Darkest Dungeon 2. I forgot how it went specifically, but it's like the worst kind of parasite or vermin. Opportunists. What do you need me for? The cabin isn't locked.
The cabin lets prying little beasts like you come as you please. But it insists I stay where I am.
Beasts? Look at you.
That binding I shed is just a symbol of the crueler magic at work in this place. If I'm to leave, I'm to leave with you. And you alone.
I'm sorry about last time.
Ooh, smart. Let's apologize. Get us back on the right foot.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? You're such a gracious little monster. Oh, if you're sorry, then let me out of here. Prove it.
I get the sense that you're not happy with me.
Is that a joke? Do you think a joke will charm my trust back? You'll have to try harder than that.
Why do I get the nagging feeling you're going to stab me in the back if I help you out here?
And why would I do such a thing? Is someone's guilty conscience getting to them?
Yes. Yes, it is. And I didn't want to do that. This stupid
But I wouldn't
jerk made
worry.
me.
As much as I may hate you, letting you live is in my best interests. If you get me out of here, the only thing that will be dead and buried is the bad blood between us.
Oh, that nagging feeling you mentioned is me, by the way. I'm actually a little anxious about a potential backstabbing event. She needs us to get out of here. We'll be fine if that's what we decide to do. You won't be fine because destruction is in her nature. If she gets out of here, that's it for the world, remember? Even if that's true, that doesn't automatically mean she's going to stab us in the back. I think that depends on your definition of words like stab and in the back. She might not literally do that, but she could very well symbolically do the same thing. See? He gets it. There's nothing wrong with looking out for number one.
Sure, let's help her.
Yes, let's.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time. She never breaks eye contact, even as the two of you find yourselves face to face. She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's reach.
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn her back on us. It shouldn't matter who leads and who follows. We're working together here. Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together, but that doesn't mean we have to trust her. Somebody has to go first, and it might as well be us. We're the ones who broke her trust last time. You're talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted.
I don't know,
I don't know
she's
how
got a
many
little
more
cat
warnings I have to
face.
dole out, but if you help her out of here, you're going to regret it.
That's right, you're the one who's going first. Don't worry, I'll be right behind you watching every single thing you do.
That's exactly what I'm worried about. You step onto the stairs and begin your ascent from the basement. The princess follows close on your heels, perhaps even a little closer than you'd like. You're only saying that because you want us to feel nervous. I do want those things, but I want them for a good reason. I don't need you to trust me for my sake.
I'm
because I
already
know
nervous
if I'm
without your
right.
help. You don't
This
need
is
to make
for
it
you.
worse. Man.
Can we walk backwards up the stairs? I think that's the smarter idea. She can't sneak in and attack if we're facing her.
You know, he's right.
No. The stairs are a bunch of overgrown roots. You'll trip and hurt yourself.
He's also right.
But the princess is silent as you both continue the climb, and, in no time at all, the upstairs of the cabin is within reach. Isn't that a relief? We're fine. Nothing happened. You're not even going to wait until you're through that door to proudly claim your victory, are you?
Something bad's gonna happen.
Why did you just say that? I think we know why. You feel something dig into your shoulder, sharp and piercing. The princess clawing at you and pulling you down with her full weight. Together you tumble back down the uneven stairs, your body and hers crashing against the unyielding wooden roots, until finally you both separate with a bone-shaking thud against the basement floor. You feel something pop. The princess lands against the far wall, gasping as she struggles to recover from the impact. You're still in shock, trying to get a hold of yourself. She grins as you continue to remain exactly where you are, cackling derisively as she watches you realise that you won't be getting up.
That's not very cash money.
Wait, why won't we be getting up?
Mortal Kombated our spine.
I'm afraid your back is broken. One unlucky fall is all it takes, really, and you had several. You know what? I'll say it. That sucks. I don't like having a broken back.
Thanks, buddy.
We were going to help her. Why? Why did she do that?
Because she's spiteful.
It's what I would have done. Have you considered not being like that?
Great question.
Of course not. It's what keeps us alive. And yet here we are, paralysed and stuck with someone who hates us in the basement of a remote cabin.
I mean, I was gonna let her out.
You must have known this was coming. The arrogance of turning your back to me after everything you've done.
Could have gotten out of here if we just trusted each other.
Why would I ever trust you? Your hands have spilled my blood. And knowing that, you should never have trusted me either.
Yeah, I should have known
You should
better.
have known I would never walk hand in hand with a loathsome thing like you. By our very natures, only one of us could make it upstairs unscathed. Someone had to make the first move. Better me than you.
See, this is why I wanted her to go first. I had this whole little scheme planned, where once she'd passed by the table upstairs, I'd have said, now pick up the blade and stab her in the back.
Oh, not him.
And then you'd say something like, wow, that's an amazing idea that I never saw coming. Thanks for looking out for us.
It's just as
And
bad
then
as the
we
narrator.
would've done it, and we wouldn't be
God
stuck
damn, it was
down
up to
here
these
with a
guys.
broken back.
I mean, he is right.
There's just
though.
one problem with that. And what's that? She was clearly planning to betray us. And if she was in front of us, she would have gotten to the blade first. Ugh, you're right, aren't you? I thought this whole thing was ironclad, but really it was doomed from the start, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was probably just gonna.
The princess's body twitches as she tries to get up.
Huh.
Ho ho ho! So she's got it as bad as us.
Something inside me is broken. Isn't that a cruel twist of the knife? Isn't that so funny?
She eyes you with intensity, silence falling between you for a long moment as her gaze travels up and down your battered form.
Seems I'm not the only one, though.
Wait, are we both just stuck here? Certainly seems that way. What a way to go. Look on the bright side. In all this chaos, you may have actually managed to deliver a lethal wound. The world could be saved after all.
We're going to die together. Isn't that a lovely treat?
No.
I wonder how long it'll take. Maybe I'll get to watch the worms lick your bones clean.
That's not very nice.
Is that really what's going to happen? Hello? Are you still there? What happens next?
He doesn't respond.
I think he's gone.
Something strange is twisting this place out of shape. I wasn't feeling much of anything, but now I feel cold.
Man.
She's gone. Where did she go? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now? But it feels so bad. If he thinks it's bad, I'm with him. Okay. Finally. We're going places.
Oh, jeez. You've withered. Is that like from over time, or? It's not very quiet.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
Man, I don't know what that means. It doesn't matter how many times I go back, at least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
Oh no, it's the Yandere lover's response at the top. If anything, it makes me like you more. I don't know what that says about me. No. It all seems so distant as soon as I'm near you.
It does seem small from here, and the more we journey, the smaller each of those steps will be. But that doesn't make any of them less special.
What do you think of this vessel?
This one is hope, marred by bitterness. She could see the end of the tunnel, and the door was closed on her. She will make for a righteous and weathered heart. Do not mourn her. She is finally on the other side.
Do you know what happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Have you figured out what you want?
The desires of my multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves, but none of them rise above their dance to influence me. I yearn for what I have always yearned for, our awakening. Other desires shrink in the light of knowing you and knowing me.
Do you still not care what I bring you?
I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with. Even if I did, I would never dare to tarnish our relationship by assuming myself above you.
So you don't have any preferences on how you'd like to change or grow?
The tides do not dictate where they are pulled. A river does not dictate its outlets. My gift to you is to let you choose your path, and my task is to treasure the gifts you bring me.
Well, let's go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
You're on a path in the woods,
Smashing glass.
and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the
With the
basement
mirror
of that
breaking?
cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. You make your way up the short. A warning. She will. The interior of the cabin is a blade, is your implement. You take the door. Her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds.
Don't let it fool you. Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs.
She's so coldly beautiful.
Focus on the task.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I'm just here to talk.
Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can chat?
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look, don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us. The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face.
We'll be fine.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Note the lack of detail.
I'm here because you're supposed to end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
That's not very convincing.
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
No, and if I'm being honest, I'm more inclined to trust you than I'm inclined to trust them.
Sooner or later, you'll understand that I have your best interests at heart. Hopefully sooner.
I don't know, narrator.
How sweet. Now be a pal and help me get out of here, would you? We could figure out how to deal with them after I'm free.
I like how our dialogue's always in caps. They can't really, like, spot emphasis the same way.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall. They're large and heavy, far too solid.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day.
I'll go check.
I'll be here.
You attempt to make your way out of the... Is someone else here? You make your way back. Easier for who? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that. Against your better judgment,
Oh god, that's so...
place the blade
still.
against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
How sharp does this need to be to just kind of, like, go through her bone like that? And also, it's just like a nonchalant, I'm gonna go up and just right through the arm, no questions asked. Like, that's terrifying. And then look at the expression she's giving.
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. As the princess Wait, this isn't fair. You can watch me.
And
You bring the blade down on me, okay? Though the blade left a deep gash in her shoulder, she barely so much as...
Are you serious? I don't know what came over you, but if we're doing this, I guess I'll have to kill you. Do you think I need both of my arms to do that? I can beat you to death with one. But I don't have to tell you that. I'll go ahead and show you.
yeah.
As the blade falls from your trembling hands, the princess rears back,
Bone-shattering
bringing
haymaker.
a bone-shattering haymaker. You fall to your knees, barely able to process the ringing in your ears before she hits you again. Every blow is as punching as the first. You feel bones shatter with every impact, unknown ruptures blossoming with blood somewhere inside of you.
That's so
If
lazy.
we're lucky,
Keeping the knife in the
the
images.
wound you manage to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape.
Oh, too weak to even try fighting back. How
She places a confident heel on your chest and pushes you down to the ground. Her knee falls to your throat, your windpipe crushed beneath a weight you didn't think her slight form could possibly possess. It can't just end like this, right? I'm sorry, but it's over.
This is gonna happen
Everything
every time I
goes
try to help
dark.
her. Narrator's just
And
gonna
you
like.
die. You're on a path in the... You're here to slay her.
Going to kill me again. I'm gonna explore this one a bit.
A warning. We might as well just pledge ourselves to her.
Oh, this is a new one.
And stop pretending we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us. Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge? I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic.
You know, he's right.
You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely... I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter. Rescue her? Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her. Either would be terrible. So please try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus on saving the world. Let's not make this harder than it has to be.
Remember, this is gonna be
If
pretty
that's what you want,
rough regardless.
I guess I don't have a say here.
What's it left?
The interior of the cabin
What?
is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest.
No.
The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar
No,
with a
there's something
pristine
wrong.
blade perched on its edge.
What is this? This
The
is getting
blade is your
complicated.
implement. Why do we feel so small?
Oh no, don't.
We don't
make her
feel
big.
small.
Don't make her big.
No
Whatever.
blade this time. Yeah. Blade, no blade. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's right. It probably doesn't.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below.
You get a little
For a
castle.
moment, you almost feel at ease.
No, I've never had ease
Huh.
playing this.
This is actually kind of nice. It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
That's not very nice.
Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
Oh no, it's
You
her.
weren't kidding when you said it was booming. You shouldn't have come down here unarmed. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her. Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude?
I'd be
Just a few
worried.
minutes ago, you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there. It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
Oh, whatever.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess
Holy
towers over
shit.
you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her
What, is there
long
gonna be
hair
stab her
billows
foot?
around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall. The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants.
Still have your arm.
I see your hands are empty.
Again.
You've already given up, haven't you? You aren't even going to try and kill me. How sweet. And more than a little disappointing.
She's disappointed in us?
Kneel.
Oh.
But the words don't leave your mouth. Instead, your legs buckle and your knees hit the floor.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk?
You know, I'm not super keen on this.
The last time we met, you told me I was destined to end the world. That thought wrapped itself around my heart. It has pulled at me since the moment I squeezed the life out of your broken lungs.
I think I triggered that.
I could feel its fundamental truth awaken me. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new. And the world as it is now is overdue for alterations. It's time for me to seize my destiny. And you, little bird, will help me seize it.
Well, that gives away the game, doesn't it? It does. But why did she say the last time we met? That's not right. That can't be right. She's right. We've been here before. And we've died here before. Pitifully. We might as well do what she asks of us and help her. She is inevitable. Can't you feel it? He's being melodramatic, but the point stands. What are we even supposed to do to stop her? Well, I'll be damned. That's not good. Okay. First things first, you're going to have to stuff those pessimistic thoughts someplace far, far away and commit yourself to what needs to be
I
done.
don't know if I got the willpower for this boss.
The stakes of the situation should be perfectly clear to everyone now. If you're going to save the world, you have to have faith that you can pull this off. You can't win a battle that you've already lost in your mind.
He's right, you know. You can be whatever you want to be.
This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart.
Yeah. Happened to you after I died.
Know the limits of your privilege, little bird. There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal. It is a place for something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
No.
All you have to do is break these chains and set me free.
Do it yourself.
Don't be rude. Of course she can. It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to end the world. That's exactly why it's rude. We should know our place.
I wonder if
I can, easily. but that isn't what I want
I
to
wonder
do.
if there's like a recurring theme with the voices on how I should respond or try to act. I don't know if there's actually much room for choice here, though.
The story of a terrible and bountiful god unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was. The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake is deserving of a song that can echo for eternity.
I don't know, it seems a little pretentious.
The song of you, being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world. And from your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn, a better dawn. Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference. Because in the end, no matter how vainly you struggle against me, my will triumphs over yours.
Yeah, I don't seem to have a choice here.
Your will was so easily broken. And all you need to do now is break my chains.
If this is what you want, then I guess there's not much else for me to say.
I didn't have the choice.
No, you can't just give in to her. Not when the stakes are so high. Not when you're so close. I won't let you do this.
There's still something in the way. A greasy film inside of you where it doesn't belong, trying to conceal you from me. Is that a person? No, it used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you? A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
Man, I don't know what's going on right now.
No. What are you talking about?
I don't care what you are. You're mine.
Ah!
What? Oh, that was great.
Rise, my little bird.
Without hesitation, you're brought to your feet.
Break my chains.
And how are we supposed to do that? We don't even have a weapon.
All you need to do is believe it's been done.
What happens then if I don't?
Poor, wretched little thing. You already do believe. You've always believed. All you have to do is open the last door to your heart. It's easy. And once you let her in, you'll be safe and free forever.
He's got the least will out of the group, so when she spoke earlier.
Please, don't do this. There's nothing to be sorry about. This is how it was always going to be. It is good.
Alright, I'm done with this. I'm just gonna go sit in the corner. Let me know if we get our agency back.
Oh man, you can't hit me with that.
Her chains shatter, and the cuff falls from her wrist. She is loose, and the end is upon us.
What a good disciple you are. Come, it's time for us to leave.
What happens now?
Nothing. And then, everything.
Man. No. But you do not take her hand, nor will you ever.
She's gone. Where did she go? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now? What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now.
This is what we all deserve, isn't it?
What did I change this time? Oh, jeez. You've unraveled. God, that's crazy.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there. Do you know what we'll find out there?
Do you have thoughts on this vessel?
This one is Dominance, a figure capable of bending everything to her will. She will make for a terrifying and divine heart. Do not mourn her, for she would not be able to mourn you.
Let's get the meta question out of the way. When you send me back, I'm not alone. There's voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I call him the narrator. And he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one?
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
Gonna kill him. Oh. And when I find him, you and I are finally gonna have answers.
Do not look to one who fears me for your truth. The only answers worth knowing are those we can find within ourselves.
Insightful. There's trees and stars and there are people, I think. At least they're supposed to be people.
There is a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last.
Is anything real, man?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist.
You know what's gonna happen when you wake up?
If I did, I would already be awake.
Right.
One. Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular, a final multitude.
This is the last time.
These gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what you choose for me when the thread is fully drawn. The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
I actually had to click at that time.
You're on a path in the wood. You're here to... You make your way. A warning. She will... The interior of the blade. You take the blade. door to the her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds, don't let it fool you. Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
I'm gonna quick save here.
She's so cold. Focus on the task.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two...
Look how reasonable she's been. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her.
I mean, he's gonna make me backstab her anyway.
The blade
Thank you.
against will be fine. Don't know what you're hoping to.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
You know why I'm here?
Do you?
I know what I've been told, whether or not I believe it is entirely different.
So you're not going to share? How pointless. If you want to talk, I'll talk. But this isn't talking.
It's not very nice. You coming with me?
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
How'd I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it. She hesitates
name?
before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty.
Note the lack of detail.
Oh, have you decided what to do?
You know why you're here.
Keep her locked up away.
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal...
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
Lock her in the basement?
I know you think this is a fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins here. It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work. If we just stay here and keep watch, no one has to die.
You're making a mistake.
You turn your back to the...
It won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Slip these chains? She can't... Either way, she dropped her mask, didn't she? You can still turn around and finish the job. You'll be the death of all of us, but fine. Have it your way. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade.
Yeah, it's not gonna do anything.
Okay. We can make this work.
Let's
You
just
settle
let
in
it bust out of
against
that.
the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with
How are you
fatigue.
gonna make me fall asleep?
But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out? It's not like this little door will hold you very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less like the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. You You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
Doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker. No, it doesn't.
All of it was just an act, wasn't it? Not really innocent nor harmless. You're not even a princess.
I can be innocent and harmless, if I want to be. Teasing me with fresh air and a chance to finally live freely doesn't inspire me to play nice.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way. Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that
Jesus,
awful
what?
basement.
Man.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working.
Her face don't look so good.
It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
But I'm supposed to be a dinosaur.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only help me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have
There's
seconds
gonna be a
left.
big spook right before I die.
I'd say better luck next time. But we both know this is the end, don't we?
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends. I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her.
Gonna kill me again.
Again? If he doesn't remember what happened, then shh. What if he hears us?
That's a good one. What if he hears us?
That's a very good question, little voice. What if he does hear you? Shit.
Oh, man.
I think you'll find yourselves very hard-pressed to keep any secrets from me. Not that it matters right
Balance
now,
the
because
audio.
like I said,
God damn it.
this is the first time we've met. Still, I'd rather not get off on the wrong foot. We've all... Those are two... Let's say for... You died last time, which we couldn't trust. All we did was lock her away. And how'd that work out for you? No comment. Well then, congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do... And your solution is to send us back in there. Do you want us to slay the princess? Or do you want the princess to slay us? Obviously, I want you to slay her. One of you poses a threat to the world, and the other doesn't. Anyways, I believe your other question was something along the lines of, what would you speak for you? And that's only scratching the surface. If what you said is true, it begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or have you found yourself in another world altogether? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? If she brought an end to everything and everyone, how are we supposed to stop her? What do you want from us? I want you to succeed. You'll find a way. You're the only one who can. Just be quick about it.
Just being around her in the end just shut down all of my organs. What the hell am I supposed to do about that?
Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world.
To quote you from last time, she's just a princess. How can you possibly justify saying that? She's clearly something far worse.
She is just a princess. Whatever you think happened to you last time, just get it out of your head before you get to the cabin, and you'll be fine.
Man.
I've told you everything. If you want not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things...
On. Okay. The less you know about her, the better things will go.
He isn't telling us everything he knows because he doesn't trust us, which means that we can't trust him. Stop talking yourself in neurotic circles and just get to the cabin already. No, you should do anything but that. We know what's waiting for us in that basement. People locked. Great, now...
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
A warning before you go any further. She will... I don't think lying and cheating is her thing. She was very direct with us last time. Or at least she was direct with us after we decided to lock her away. It doesn't matter. Don't trust anyone.
I don't know if it's fitting for the paranoia to be at the end or earlier on.
The interior of the cabin is plain, the smooth wood of the walls almost featureless. The only furniture of note is a lone table, knocked on its side in the corner of the room. A pristine blade stands between you and the open, inviting basement doorway. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Hold on. What happened to the door? There was a door here last time. It's just an empty frame. She's already gotten out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel her eyes on us? I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has not already gotten out. But if you keep getting stuck in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the job done. So deep breath in, deep breath out. Your task awaits, and only you can do it.
A little different.
Very different. I'm not the only one who sees her in the window, right?
Oh jeez.
She knows that we're here.
I didn't even...
Calm down. Maybe the three of you just
Oh,
think
no.
everything is different because you haven't been here before. Enough of this past life nonsense. You haven't died, you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. A lot's riding on this.
No, dude.
You walk up to the... What are you talking about? You reach... Did he make it go away? Clearly there was something in there worth investigating if he wants it hidden so bad. We should have taken the knife again. I don't think she's going to take an olive branch. We need something sharper. You cross over the threshold and onto a series of isolated steps suspended in darkness.
What do I smell this time?
More eyes, too. You never mention the eyes. The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
Okay, we need a game plan. Last time we were here, just being close to her was enough to kill us.
I'm gonna talk to her.
You were attempt to step off the stairs and into the pitch black surrounding them, but you're stopped by an invisible force. Why did you do that? What did you think would happen?
I was curious.
Congratulations, you really lucked out. Of all the things that could have happened from stepping into a void, nothing is quite possibly the best outcome you could have gotten. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs.
Actually, hold on.
You walk up to... What are you talking? You reach forward. Did he make it go away? We should have taken the knife again. I don't think she's going to take it. More eyes, too. You never... The air... Her...
I didn't think...
Okay. Didn't you hear my warning a minute ago? She can't be trusted. Something tells me she isn't going to be very keen on talking anyway.
No, not
You
particularly.
make your way to the bottom of the stairs.
I mean, it's not like she's ever been happy with me, but...
As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks, suspended in nothingness. A smattering of cobblestones, visible against the inky black of the basement, mark where the floor should be, forming vague pathways. At what seems to be the end of the room, they diverge in opposite directions, left and right. She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. We're completely exposed. Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is? No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you.
I don't know, man. I'd appreciate some
Excuse me.
appreciation
I'm being
of how weird this is.
incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement. We're going to die down here. I don't want to die again. Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just pick a direction and start moving.
I
Oh.
wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter. Because either way you go, I'm going to find you.
Back the way I came.
You turn back to the stair. A faintly outlined path lies before you.
There you are.
Oh,
I
jeez.
told you I was going to find you.
As the princess approaches, your legs suddenly go numb. Your arms quickly follow. This is it, isn't it?
No little knife this time. It's almost like you want me to get you.
There has to be a way out of this. Think! Think! What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
Sound as your blood begins to coagulate. It's as if every part of your being is coming to a lurching halt. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air as your eyes shoot back open. Heart, lungs, liver,
Oh, the whispering in the background. You know, this kind of reminds me of some design for a Shadow Familiar I've seen before. I don't know if it was in Pathfinder. I have a character based off of that.
What are you doing? I'm working. Do you want this body to function, or do you want... No. Okay, whatever you were doing, please just start doing it again. You sure about that? Are you sure that's what you want, or do you want to interrupt me some more? You have seconds left. Yes, I'm sure. Heart. Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for breath.
I'm sorry, what? Man.
Can't decide what you want to do, can you? Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead. Even if you look ridiculous.
She isn't attacking us. Why? The why doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent. Don't lose sight of your mission. And how are we supposed to do that?
Why'd
We
she
don't
turn
have a
into a
weapon.
ghost? I didn't kill her.
The way out of here is nowhere to be seen. That isn't my fault. Doesn't matter whose fault it is, because fighting her isn't an option, right?
I wonder if there was a way to get away from her.
Then you should get looking, shouldn't you?
What happened after you killed me last time?
I tried to leave while you suffocated, but that stupid cabin wouldn't let me. So I started to drag your body out with me and then... Well, you You died before I could get to the door. And then I was here, and now you're here too. I don't think I can live without you. And death doesn't count. And as much as I love what we have going on, I have bigger plans than tormenting one poor little creature forever. I want to leave.
If you want to work together, can you at least turn off this whole organ shutting down situation?
I am what I am. It's not my fault that you can't handle being around me.
Why'd you throw me on the stairs?
I am being nice. You're alive, aren't you? You died of fright as soon as you saw me last time. I didn't think keeping you alive was an option. But it looks like that's not a problem anymore. At least not for me. You seem miserable.
Yeah, it seems like it, doesn't it? There are two, let's get out of here together. We don't have to be enemies.
I'm glad you're seeing
Oh,
things
Jesus,
my way.
sound. Such a sharp noise. Remain with your nightmare. Let's get out of here. I'll let you leave.
What? No!
I knew you'd come around. Oh, this is going to be so wonderful.
No, I'm not going to let this happen. Before you can utter another word, your body stops moving. Do you think you can just wrest control away from us? This body's barely functioning as it is. Doesn't the world end if we fail to stop her? Won't letting us die here just make it end faster? Shit. Lungs, liver, nerves, heart. With a flick of the princess's wrist, the stairs slide back into place. I can't believe you're making me watch you damn everyone to torment and oblivion.
Come along now. You don't want to be stuck down here.
The princess glides onto the stairs and beckons you to follow. If only you had a weapon, this would be the perfect opportunity to use it.
He's a ghost! You can't kill a ghost.
But we
At
don't.
least I don't think I can.
We've already made our choice. We can still grab it on the way out. You're not wrong, but maybe you should let me handle the suggestions for the time being. Just focus on keeping us alive. Right. You step onto the basement stairs, following the princess as she ascends. Pins and needles punctuate your every step, an uncomfortable and constant reminder of your mortality. Is this really worth it? At least it's a choice. That doesn't justify anything. A terrible choice is still terrible.
Make sure you keep up. We wouldn't want you to fall.
As if acting on instinct, you crane your neck and look behind you. There is nothing there. The princess reaches the top of the stairs and taps on the door. Her head twists back in your direction, watching you with dead eyes as the way out creaks open. Don't forget that your pristine blade is still on the other side. You can still make this right. You can still save everyone. You can still save yourself from becoming her tormented pet. There's no harm in us having a weapon. All it does is give us more options, and we are dangerously low on those right now. Have you considered that maybe you could operate the autonomic nervous system for a bit? Everyone is trying to manipulate us, and I can only do so many things at once to keep us alive. Heart. Liver?
Your body seizes violently as you regain consciousness on the floor of the cabin. No, no, no! You're doing it all wrong! You're supposed to do it like this. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. I guess I have to do everything around here, don't I? Heart, lungs.
There we go. Back with me where you belong. I thought you might have decided to break yourself just to spite me. It's better for you that you didn't. Now we can get back to business. For starters, we won't need this where we're going.
The princess plucks the blade from the floor and tosses it through the door behind you. It vanishes into the inky black of the basement, never to be seen again. Guess we're not stabbing her in the back. I guess not. I'm going to fix myself a stiff drink. If I'm about to
Where are
watch
you
you
getting
hand
the
the
drink
world to her
from?
on a silver platter, I'd rather not be sober.
And
And now you open the door.
There's nothing else for us to do. The doorknob twists in your hand, revealing the forested path beyond the cabin. You bastard. You've actually done it. You've actually doomed his heart.
It's so beautiful. I can't wait to ruin it. But it's so cold, too. It's itching against my skin.
the princess, exhausted, slumps to the ground.
Why is it so cold?
Man, that doesn't get better every time I see it.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that...
You are nothing at all. That isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gauge and then you see it, a figure faint and veiled in shadow just beyond the reflection.
I think you know what I am.
Ah, it's the narrator is a raven. Let's see what they're doing here. A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass in two. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. Oh, that's cool. Ooh. I have so many questions.
Then ask them, and make it quick. I won't last for long now that you can see me.
You're not me, then what are you?
I am an echo, likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
What is the princess? Did you make her too?
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can. So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. This isn't the end just yet. You can still destroy her and save everyone. You were made to do this single task, and you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
Why couldn't you have told me all this from the start?
If you actually knew what she was from the start, if you knew her capabilities, a single intrusive thought could have instantly ended the entire world.
A slice of soggy bread. How am I supposed to destroy an abstract concept? Damn, there was a question before I won the... Yeah, there we go.
As you are now, you won't be able to will her into anything. You don't work the way a living being does. Not anymore. And as you were before, you couldn't be trusted with the knowledge of what she is. No one could be trusted with that knowledge. Intrusive thoughts have a way of creeping in and ruining everything. It's why I had to die.
Man, I don't know. If I destroy her, won't I be alone?
Yes, you will. But it will all be worth it.
Why would you want me to destroy the concept of transformation?
Because among other things, she is death itself. To rid the world of suffering, to save untold trillions from being lost forever to the cosmic wind, she must be destroyed.
If I destroy her, how is that existence any better than death, or even different from death at all? Honestly, it feels worse.
When I broke the cycle, I made sure that the tear was rough. You carry a part of what should be her, and she carries a part of what should be you. Things won't be as they are now, but they won't be nothing either. Besides, anything is better than oblivion. In the end, nobody wants to leave.
You said she contains death. What is she?
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she...
I wasted a question. No. Am I not a living being?
You never were. You are the Long Quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death. For a time, this construct would help you approximate being alive, confining your minds to a single reality, but you've experienced far too many lives for it to work much longer. I've said my piece, and my time is up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo, and echoes always fade away. You know what you have to do.
I don't know. Big responsibility. As the final fragment of the last shatters, you see yourself with newfound clarity. The narrator was right. You are the Long Quiet, a vast and nascent god. And it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There's nothing for you to find. A little too quick. This is an image.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me.
He's gonna... I don't know what's going on. I can't even guess at this point.
It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
I missed you too. He unfurls an endless cascade of smiles and that sounds so creepy. Then patiently waits for you to continue. Do you know about the echo?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
This kind of reminds me of, what is it, like a Hindu thing? Where the arms are going in different directions, holding different things and making different signs. I am the long quiet, but I don't know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
What do? What now? I am scared.
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it?
Well, it's the buttons that the game gave me.
When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
There's so many stories we left unfinished. Can we really just leave?
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end. Pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us.
If you were always going to become this, then what was the point of me doing anything? Did it even matter what roads I walked if all of them would lead to this moment?
If you're saying that, it's because you don't yet understand. But we cannot use words alone to grasp at things that words cannot express. And you cannot rationalize with logic that which defies it. Violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it.
Fear is what pretends to protect us from loss. To fear death protects from losing a body. To fear ruin protects from losing status. To fear rejection protects from being known. But losing a body is contained within having a body. Losing status is contained within having status. Being known is contained within being conscious. It is in the nature of all things to transform, to go from known to hidden to known again. But when the ceaseless impermanence of all things strips away the finality of endings, what remains of fear? Is it a shelter protecting you from itself? Or is it a shelter protecting itself from you? You took fear by the hand and walked with it into the unknown, and through that, you feared nothing.
No, it was being brave. afraid anymore.
Then you are one
No, I'm
step
pretty
closer
scared.
to being free of your bindings.
Jesus.
You become nothing. A black hole of self-loathing fed
I thought I was a dinosaur.
restless thoughts. You are terrified of a power so far beyond you that it strips the meaning from your every action. But at the feet of that power, the dark parts of you cannot help but burn away. Your inadequacy is reduced to cinders by the blazing light of the divine. When I proclaimed my godhood and presented you with a place by my side in my new creation, you gladly took it. Without me, there is no future to look towards. It is hope that carves meaning into consciousness.
I miss when that was you. No. I won't engage with violence.
But violence has defined the flow of everything between us. Do not deny what we are, and do not color our conflict with fear.
A trick behind your back and a trick behind mine. We dance, revolving and revolving around each other, but forever stuck in place. We both move, and yet we both don't. For each of us watches the other instead of ourselves. But forever is not forever. I move and you react, and both of us break the other. But broken is only a moment in time. To change is to hold the potential to rise above. Would you limit yourself to what you are now? Or would you like to see what you might become tomorrow?
Time we could have been better.
And there is always time. A shiver passes through you as unseen fingers, cold as the grave, dance across your skin. They remember the violence you inflicted on them, and yet they do not return it. I offer you a path to your redemption, and you take my hand in yours. You felt the pain you caused another, and you were willing to sacrifice everything you thought was you to set me free. Without sin, there is no redemption. And yet there is nothing left for you to sacrifice, so long as you accept me with open arms.
Your will rapidly dissolving.
Nothing is immutable. Everything that
I don't know
is
about
exists
this.
only in relation to everything it isn't.
Something feels off.
There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
I think I accidentally started a boss fight or something weird. I don't really know what to call it. Never wanted to fight you, but how do we leave?
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final peace lies with you.
Free yourself. Man. You fall into yourself. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation, and you feel a sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here except for her is you. You feel your wings spanning a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled and bound in agonized tension to a finite plane. You can feel the glass of the construct pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. Push back and strain against it. It does not yield.
I love you.
What am I? Man. You know, I think some people would understand this. Wouldn't you love a dinosaur? Or am I not a dinosaur? I mean, it kind of looks like a lizard, but then like the head really looked like a wolf, and then there's also feathers. I don't know. I don't get it. Oh man. You can't actually be serious! I don't know how I feel about this. Whatever.
It's magnificent.
It kind of looks like one of those, like plant time-lapse videos. It's like the kaleidoscope effect. There are no words, no thoughts to describe absolute reality. Something that simply is. What happens now?
Everything. Just like it always has been. And just like it always will be.
Okay. You and she step forward into 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contains 1,000 more. You exist and you are aware just as you have always been, just as you always will be. Though conflict is in your nature, the two of you will never be alone. The two of you will never know fear. You and she are finally home. Man, I don't know what the hell I just went through. I feel like there's probably a couple of other routes I could have gone. Like maybe I missed a few things. I guess I'll kick that around later. Oh. I can take a screenshot like this. Go into Discord. You have another game? Oh, that looks like a trip. Eh. Well, this is kind of interesting. Only took me about 3 hours. The playlist thing. Ah, Spotify. Yeah, there's a lot of tracks. 55? Yeah, I'll look that up later. Oh, that was interesting. I know, I think I already said that. Oh, that was, Slay the Princess. I'm sure there's probably more to find out, but... You know, thanks for watching. I'm gonna be streaming the Banner Saga Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Roughly same time, around 7 to 7:30 Central Time, PM. Yeah. Goodbye.